Hey everybody, welcome back to the Carryandcut YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I really do appreciate you stopping by and watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below. It really does help out the channel, and I love interacting with everybody out there, answering your guys' questions, which is really cool. And if you guys would, make sure you check out our Instagram at Carryandcut and our Patreon at Carryandcut. I really do appreciate all the support out there, and especially when you support us on Patreon, it makes a big difference. All the proceeds go directly back into the channel to buy new knives and new equipment to hopefully make the quality and the content better for you guys. So today I have a really cool knife to do a review on here. So this is actually sent to us by one of our subscribers, good buddy Nick. I've been talking to him for a while now, and he's been a long-time viewer of the channel. And he finally sent some knives over for us to check out. So I have this one and another one of his right here. Let's go ahead and get a couple close-ups of this K390. This is the Spyderco Leafjumper, and this K390 is some really special steel, at least in my opinion. It is. It's something that you don't see every day, and it's kind of exclusive, not just to Spyderco, but it's exclusive to the Seki City, Japan manufacturing, side of things. So that's where Spyderco does their Japanese knives, and they do a lot of the actual lightweight FRN kind of models there. A lot of their lockbacks, like their Delicas, and a handful of other ones. But this is a really, really different knife, I guess you could say. So a lot of Spydercos have a really striking appearance to them, weird, crazy design language, and I really understand why a lot of people don't like them. But until you actually get one in hand and get to hold one, your whole perspective, at least on everything, changes. And at least that's how it was for me. So once I finally first got my first Spyderco, and it was a Spyderco PM2, I got the Crewwear and Crewwear and canvas my car to paramilitary too, and that was the first ever Spyderco that I ever owned. And as soon as I got it, I was like, wow, it really does make sense. Every little design thing they do, every hook, the beak shaped blade, all that kind of stuff, it really just kind of makes sense. And even though it does look kind of crazy, kind of wonky, it really has a super good ergonomic handle. I love the thumb ramp. One thing on this knife that I don't really see anything of is jimping on the actual blade. So I know Spyderco does a lot of jimping on most of their blades. This one doesn't. Not a deal breaker. Not really that big of a deal, but because at the same time, you have a really aggressive thumb ramp right there, and it's pretty cool. And another thing, there's no actual front finger choil like up to the blade area. So that's something that's just completely different. And for this exact knife right here, so this is the Para 3 lightweight. As you can see there, there's no finger choil up here or jimping. So it's just kind of a different design language. Of course, this is a different family. I know there's a rock jumper. I think there's one more, but this is the first of this style that I've actually got to handle. So pretty cool overall knife though. We're like I said, we have a mid-mounted backlock that works really well. This is like the best one that I've actually seen or handled. It's super fidgety. I mean, a lot of I've never seen you able to do that. And most of the time, it's kind of a two-hand opening and closing, not two-hand opening, but two-hand closing method on a lot of these backlocks. And at least for the most part, sometimes you can do that and kind of shake it, but then you're kind of really getting risky with the edge right there. But something like this, one of the guys at work I was showing this to, he just flipped it out like that. And I was like, well, that's pretty interesting. Almost put some more fidget factor into it. And you don't really see a lot of fidget factor on these block back knives. That's more for like the ball locks of Spyderco, and the compression locks are super fidgety too. If that's your thing, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. So these lightweight models are just really good though. I'm a big fan of this one, and this even does have full length steel liners. I do have a lot of internal weight relief cutouts. So that's pretty cool. But as you can tell, this is a user knife through and through. This is my buddy Nick. This is his pretty much everyday carry, favorite user pocket knife that he has. And it's just, you can really tell that he's used this thing, which is awesome to see. I'm a big fan of people using their stuff, especially something like this. But the only sad thing about this knife is though that it is currently discontinued. So at least the K390 version of this knife is discontinued. You can still get a K390 version of it, but it's got the full serrated edge, and it's only $90 though. So that's pretty impressive right now. So I will have not the K390, but the VG10 version linked in the description below over at the Knife Center. I have no affiliation with the Knife Center. I just really like what they do over there. So I got you a link over there to that one, and it is the VG10 model with a black FRN. Of course, VG10 on the blade steel, but that is coming in at $59 right now at the time of recording this video. So that is a really huge deal. I think 54% off. So definitely cool. If you're interested in getting one of these, make sure you go over, check Knife Center out and get one. So they have some really great shipping, great customer service, just really good people over there. And of course, This knife does come with a traditional Spyderco spoon style clip, and I think they're black most of the time. But this one actually has a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip on it, and a lot of things, you know, it's pretty cool. Not all the lightweight models actually have the same 3-hole pattern like most of them do, but yeah, pretty cool. So you can actually put, you know, a standard Lynch Northwest deep carry clip on it, just similar to the Spyderco Delica that I have here. But in similar fashion to all the other lightweight models, there is a fair amount of hardware on here. These are all going to be pass-through style, and I think they're all, you know, kind of D-shaped in here. Everything has their own spot. There is, you know, a good bit of hardware. That might be a downfall for some, but these are stout little knives. So we have T8 for the pivot right here, which is pretty standard. You know, good stuff right there. It's of course adjustable. That's a T10. Yeah, T8 right there in the pivot. So we have T6 for all the other different hardwares throughout the knife. Of course, we have the left and right hand carry, tip up or tip down. So 4-way adjustable pocket clip, which is really nice to see. I know this is a very lefty friendly knife, especially with that mid-mounted back lock. It's going to be really ambidextrous for everybody. And I'm going to be doing a full disassembly and cleaning video of this knife right here. So make sure you guys are going to be tuned in for that one. That's going to be coming next. Why don't we go ahead and do a little bit of specs for the knife. So let's see here. Overall edge, knife, blade length, we're at it says 3.09 inches on the actual website itself, but we're just a fuzz over 3 inches. I mean, it's right at 3 inches though. So I don't know, I'll take that with a grain of salt, whatever that's pretty much a 3-inch knife though. But if your local knife laws, you know, demand you having under a 3-inch blade, then that's something you need to be looking at. Sharpened edge though, it's going to be, you know, right around almost 2 7/8, something like that. So, and of course, you get a lot of blade length out of that without having the forward finger choil. Of course, there's no sharpening choil on a lot of Spydercos, pretty much all Spydercos. I don't think any of them have it. And they really just give you that edge all the way from the tip, all the way down to the heel of the knife there where the plunge grind is. But, you know, that is kind of hard to get in there and sharpen this sometimes, especially all the way down there at the heel of the blade. But that's not a deal breaker for a lot of people. Let's go ahead and do I forgot the overall length. Why don't we do that too? Overall length of this knife is coming in at almost 7.5 inches, just a little bit below 7.5 inches. This Lynch Northwest deep carry clip really does make this thing super deep carry. And if you know, it hides the whole entire thing. All you see is the pocket clip. So really cool, and it disappears in your pocket with being so light. And even still having the full length steel liners, it really does do a good job of being really rigid and a tough knife too. So we're looking at 3 ounces. So 3 ounces, 3 inches of the blade. That's like perfect, you know, golden ratio for knives a lot of people like to see. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So let's do the Para 3 lightweight. All right, so we're definitely coming in a little bit bigger than that one. Let's go ahead and do the PM2 while we're at it. And so this is kind of like that Goldilocks size. I'm a really big fan of the 3-inch folders. I think they are just the perfect EDC size for me in my hands. I know some people, I'd say your mileage may vary. We're talking about take that from DCA over there at the Knife Center. Your mileage may vary. Let's go ahead and we'll keep that PM2 or Para 3 down there. Let's go ahead and do the Benchmade 940. So we're somewhat similar right there. How about the Benchmade Bug Out? That's a really popular one and a lot of people know. So that's a perfect size comparison right there. Then how about the Spyderco Delica? Let's go ahead and throw that one in there. All right. So definitely a little bit bigger than that. A little more useful blade, I guess you could say. A little more stout. Definitely going to be thicker, but still very slicey. And carry profile is pretty slim in the pocket also. I do have a, you know, somewhat of I don't really want to call this a drop point or a leaf shape. It's kind of like that Bridge in the Gap modified sheep's foot drop point thing. I love Spyderco. They just do their own stuff right there. So, and this knife of course comes out of the same Seki City factory. Yeah, Seki City, Japan factory that a lot of other Spydercos do, at least they're lightweight models. And it has that bi-directional texturing that really does lock you in from any angle you're going to be touching the knife at. So really great right there. We do have a little bit of a jimping up here at the actual top of the you know, spine of the knife right here towards the heel of the blade, but I really do wish there was a little bit of jimping right there. But it's not a deal breaker. I don't know why they would do it for something like the Delica and not transfer that over to something like this. Just kind of strange right there. It's kind of in the same family as the Enduro right here. It doesn't have any jimping up there either, but this is a really old model right here. But this is out of the same factory, Seki City, Japan. This is an ancient one though. But yeah, hopefully, you know, you guys might have learned something from this or want to pick one of these up, and really would appreciate it if you do. Say I have no affiliate links, but I just want to share the word. This is a really cool knife, and I really want to say thank you to Nick for sending this over to me to take a look at. People like him are what make this channel go round. You know, it's a lot easier for me to, you know, get knives in for people, clean them up, do some sharpening on them, review them, and then send them back. So it just gives me a lot more content to put out for you guys, and it's really hard to be able to buy all these knives. And you know, a lot of people have different tastes than I do, so something like this might not have been something that I would purchase right offhand. But you know, knowing now K390 is a super good steel, and the Rockwell hardness on this stuff is, you know, through the roof. I think it's somewhere between 65 and 68, something like that, which is incredibly hard. Of course, this is not a stainless steel though, so it will patina over time and kind of take its own, you know, take its own look though. You know, some people do like that patina look, and just it's really really cool. Of course, we do have a stone wash blade on this thing. This might be a satin. This is more of a satin, but it still does look really good though with the patina that he has going on this thing. So I really do appreciate it. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the full disassembly video on this one coming up soon. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Nick, thank you very much, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks.